Hello, everyone. Today, I want to talk about this important topic. And seriously, it's been a long time I've been wanting to talk about it. So I think I've gotten a very good opportunity to do that. And it is about why women are broke. Women. I said women. That means including me. So I don't want you to take whatever I say here. I don't want you to maybe take it personally or feel like, oh, she must be talking to me. No, this is applicable to every woman out there. It is applicable to every one of us. Although all of them might not be applicable to you, all of them might not be applicable to me, but some of them, most of them are applicable to every one of us. Considering the economic situation in the world now, we all know that things are very, very hard. Things are hard and it is everywhere. But I think this situation is really telling more on women, more compared to men. And I'll give some instances why it is like that. One of the reasons why women are very broke, they are broke, like they don't have money compared to men, is in terms of career or business wise. A lot of time women are stuck, like they want to do so many things. They also have that mindset. They want to pursue their career. They want to start a business. It's not really that they don't want to do anything. It's not that they don't want to act. It's not that they are not motivated enough to do something with their lives, but something is holding them back. Something is going to maybe suffer for it. Something is at stake. So, and most times we need to be honest this time around. If we say we have a household where the man and the woman is up and doing, we all understand that when it comes to making some sacrifices for the family, the woman is the one that is always doing that. And this type of sacrifice, or let me say this type of giving yourself to the family as it's been designed, is one of the reasons why women are still like back, like it's like a setback, so to say. I don't want to bring religion to this, because if I bring religion, I might be saying, yeah, you are doing this for Allah, you are going to hand the reward. No, I'm focusing on the purpose, which is that, yeah, career-wise, business-wise, women can have some setback in terms of pursuing what they like. They might have some destruction in their career. They might have some destruction in their business. For example, a woman that maybe the family relocated to another place might have a break in her career. And what does that mean for that type of woman? It means her financials is going to be affected. It means if she's been maybe on a salary before, or if her business has been thriving before, that is actually going to affect her income. And if peradventure she has a husband that didn't care, or a husband that just maybe provide for the family and feel that is enough, it's actually going to affect her. So that is one of the reasons why women might be broke. And I'm saying this so that you don't start looking at your life and be wondering, why am I looking at this person is actually doing well for her life, this person is fine, is not the same woman like me. No, different dynamic for different families, different dynamics for different families, different situation for different people. So you need to sometimes not beat yourself up, because your situation is definitely different from that person you are admiring, from that person you are looking at and beating yourself, from that person you are watching. It's okay to admire people from afar. It's okay to want to be like them, but sometimes your situation will warrant that you just step down a little bit. Step down a little bit and remind yourself that this is why your situation is the way it is at the moment. The second reason why women tends to be broke, more broke than men, is in terms of type of job. We all know when we go to hospitals, for example, we know the percentage of female doctors compared to male doctors. So the same thing with maybe some other jobs like engineering jobs, or I mean jobs that are paying good money. We tend to see women not taking up those kind of job, probably because they've not had the required qualification, or maybe their family dynamic is not even making them to do that type of job. For example, let's say pilots. How many times have you seen a female pilot, happily married female pilots? I am not saying they are not available, but I am saying that those are some of the reasons why women might not have the type of money you are expecting them to have. So sometimes it can be like that. One of the ways we can try to manage that is to encourage our daughters, is to challenge them. We don't have to impose our fears on them. We don't have to impose our belief that, oh, some type of job is for guys, engineering is for men. Fine, I know that there are female doctors now, but it's still not enough compared to what we have for boys. So we need to encourage our girls. We need to challenge them. We need to let them see the beauty of going after some of these high value, high income jobs, well paid jobs. We need to help them. We need to support them so that they have the confidence to also pursue career in those aspects. That is how we can manage some of this. We don't have to impose on them. If they don't want to, it's fine, but we need to encourage them. And the other one is still in terms of job and family situations. A lot of women want to work full-time, but their family situation would not allow it. For example, a woman with 5 children, you might be wondering how the person is struggling with career. A woman with 4 children, with no help, with anything, how do you want that kind of person to cope? So sometimes, instead of a woman going for a full-time job, or instead of a woman opening a shop at maybe 8 o'clock in the morning and closing at 10 o'clock or 9 o'clock at night, it's not possible. And that's because she has family to look after. She's got kids to watch over. So at the end of the day, you see a woman that is supposed to open a shop at 7 o'clock or 8 o'clock in the morning, opening shop at 12 o'clock and closing at 5, 6 o'clock. So you can't compare it with someone that goes to a shop early in the morning, like 8 o'clock, and close like maybe 8 or 7 p.m. at night. The income is not going to be the same. So that is another reason why women tend to be broke. Another reason is in terms of our marital status. We need to be to be honest with on this as well. Having one person, a divorcee or a widow, taking over responsibility for all our children, it's not the same as someone that has a partner. I am not saying that there are some partners that are just like figurehead. Of course they are, but I am saying that a lot of women that are divorced, that are widows, they are struggling. So the marital status of women can actually be one of the reasons they are broke. So you look at someone and you start wondering, you as a person, you start looking at your life and you keep imagining, why is my life like this? You forgot that you are taking over so many responsibilities. You are caring for your own kids, you are caring for your siblings, you are caring for this. You are paying so much all alone by yourself. And of course, there are even other people that, even though they are married, their life I don't know how do I put that. Their life is as if they are alone in terms of financial responsibilities. So sometimes a divorcee or even a married person can be as broke as anything, and that's because all responsibilities are on her. And the other one is on inheritance. A lot of women are broke because in many culture, even religion-wise, women don't inherit as much as men. So let's say a woman comes from a large family, even though it's a rich family, the percentage of inheritance that person will be getting, that woman will be getting, is not going to be the same as the guys. So, and that way, let's say they've given her 200,000 naira, for example, as part of her inheritance to go and start a business. It can be the same compared to someone that maybe someone that was giving 500,000 or someone that was giving 1 million naira. So these are some of the circumstances. In case you look at your life and you just start wondering, why is my life like this? Review your circumstances and stop beating yourself. Stop beating yourself. Instead, look at other things that you can do to improve it. The other way is on gender gap. This is still about career. Believe me, in some cases, in some jobs, in some companies, in some countries, there is still a very large gender gap. Like, people will just look at the gender of a particular person and they will not pay the same amount, even though it's for the same role, because there's still that discrimination around, oh, she's just a female. There's still that mindset of some employers that, oh, women don't need much money. I don't know why they think that women don't. In fact, we need more money. We need so much money. So there's still that gender gap in terms of gender pay gap in terms of employment. So it is one of the reasons why you will see maybe two people working in the same place, a man and a woman, and even though they are on the same role, the man is actually earning more than a woman. So that's one of the gender discrimination that we have been advocating against. Again, another reason might be someone in an abusive relationship, someone that is living in a domestic violence relationship. You know, there's something called financial abuse, right? So there are some women that they've been suppressed to the level that their husband can decide. This time around, it's not even about giving them money. Their husband can decide that they are not going to have access to their money. Their husband is the one that have access to their accounts. Their husband have access to everything relating to their financials. So, and being in an abusive relationship means the husband can decide whatever he wants them to do with their money. So these are the type of women, when you see them outside, you imagine that they are beautiful, they have good life. Meanwhile, and you start even wondering why they are not spending for themselves. That's because they are being abused financially. They have to go and take permission from someone before they can spend their own money. So domestic violence and economic abuse might be one of the reasons why a woman is broke. And the other one, which is the second to the last one that I will mention, is on investment mindset. I can't believe in this 2023 there are still some women that believe that it's a crime to buy land for themselves, or it's a crime to build house, or it's a crime to invest in something that will give them something for their future. There are still women that believe that the pension or whatever is not part of the problem. No. So there's this kind of mindset, especially for women, that they don't even think about themselves. They don't think about their life. I am never advocating that you should not build something with your spouse, or you should not build something with whatever partner you've got. But I am saying that it is not a crime. It is not an offense. It is not illegal in any way for you to also hold money and buy something for yourself and invest in your name. So there is this kind of low investment mindset that women have that is making them to stay broke. There's that kind of fear to take risk. So the kind of risk that men will look at, it's not about competition. I hope we are getting that. So the kind of risk that men will look at and say, let me try this. Women will be afraid because they will be like, oh, if I fail now, this person would mock me. Oh, I need to seek this person's permission before doing it. Yes, you can seek permission, but you have the right to own property. You have the right to make investment. You should do your due diligence before you go ahead and invest your sweat, your money on anything. But please also think about yourself. Think about your future. Think about your children, think about yourself, and do something for your life. And the last one, I deliberately put this at the back. This last one, we all do it. And in fact, we all are guilty of it. It is buying what we don't need because we want to impress people. Buying what we don't need because we want to impress people. It's just funny. I'm telling you, in fact, sometimes if I have my, maybe they call that thing Oraimo code, or what's it called? I wish I can use it on some people. You can't be complaining of being broke and you can still borrow money to buy Asoebi. There's no crime in telling someone that you don't have money to buy this Asoebi at this particular time. Now, for example, in the next few days, children will be going back to school. There are lots of expenses ahead. expensive school fees. Some will have to pay maybe house rent, some will have to pay school bus, some will have to buy books, some will have to buy many things just because children are going back to school. So, but some people will still not prioritize. They will still not prioritize. They will still want to go ahead and do something because they want to impress their friends, because they want their friends to believe that they are having a good life. Because they want people to clap for them. They want people to give them likes. They want people to give them thumbs up. If you are still doing that kind of thing, if you are still doing things because of what people will say, because you want people to clap for you, people that will not look at you and say, I love your dress, take this 5,000 naira and buy more, then what is the essence? So if you are still living that kind of life, the kind of life that I must do this, I must celebrate this thing, this one, I want life, even when you have other things that are supposed to be your priority, you will continue to be broke. We will continue to be broke. So let me make it that way, so it doesn't look as if maybe I am attacking you. Sometimes we need to talk. We need to say the truth to ourselves. Sometimes you yourself, you know that you're not supposed to buy these things at this time. You yourself, you know that you're not supposed to go and do that Photoshop that you're doing at this time, because that money would have covered something in your expenses. I know you say, oh, it's not just 500 or 1,000 naira. If you need to pay 10,000 naira for something and you have 1,000 naira with you, that 1,000 naira is out of what you need. So your priority will also determine how broke you are. It happens to all of us. So if you are still doing something that you can't really afford to do, if you are still maybe borrowing money because you want them to feel as if you have a life, you have a good life, you don't want them to think maybe you are suffering, the same people that are not going to help you, you will continue to be having financial issues. So that competitive mind of, I also want to belong, this person has this, I must have it, it's going to just wreck you. It's going to wreck you. You go to somebody's house and maybe you see something that you like. It's okay to see something that you like. In fact, it's okay to take pictures and keep it on your phone. It's okay to have a plan to buy it later. But going for it, borrowing for it, when it's not like like something that is between life and death, it's not something that you should do. It's not something that you should do. Someone said, if you want to know how, if you want to know what you have actually been spending more lately, that you should try and be collecting receipts for your transactions. Put all those receipts together and start analyzing. I'm not saying you shouldn't spend on yourself. Sometimes you need it. You need to spend on yourself because you are working, you are struggling. But at times, you know what is important. You know what is important. Some people will say, so there was a time somebody said something like, your child will be having a birthday and you won't go extra mile to celebrate them. That's the kind of mindset. Even why I am not saying that you shouldn't go extra mile to celebrate birthday, but if you are doing that because you want people to know that you are like a super mom, you are superb, you are following trend, you are this, it's not worth it. If it is not like an extra money that you are doing for it, it's not worth it. It's not worth it. In fact, you are even teaching the kids something else, because you are actually telling them that by force, they have to do this thing. There was a birthday I did for my kids, and within our house, I personally just bake small cake instead of me going to shop to buy a cake, or instead of me contracting someone. You know why? I would have gone ahead to buy a very giant cake because I want to snap picture and let people see me. I want to post picture. I want people to know that yes, we can afford a big cake. But no, I am not going to do it. Why? Because number one, we don't have anybody that will eat that cake with us. So why should I go and buy big cake when nobody is going to eat it? Even the little one that I made, I think a part of it eventually even got spoiled. But in trying to impress people that don't understand your situation, you will go and spend money that you will later be regretting. You will later be wondering why you have taken that step. So financial literacy is one thing that women need to do. Women need to learn. Competitive mind will not lead to anything but debt and being broke. I decided to put this at the end so that I can emphasize more on it. I hope that you have been able to understand why women are broke and where you can make adjustments, and why you need to sometimes review your situation before beating yourself. When you look at other people's life, other women's life, especially maybe women of your age or women that are younger than you, you don't just start saying, why is my own life like this? Why is this? Why is that? Because your situation is quite different from their own. Somebody that is husband is maybe 100% or 120% responsible for all the expenses in the house. You cannot compare your life. You cannot compare that person's life with you that is maybe taking like 80% of the home responsibilities. You can't. So if you are maybe trying to compete with that kind of person, you will just be beating yourself up. You'll be getting sad over what is not supposed to be. So thank you so much for joining me this morning. It's morning. Why am I saying afternoon? This one is deceiving me. So thank you so much for joining me now. Don't forget to give your thumbs up, and don't forget to drop whatever comment you've got on this topic. And I'll see you next time. Bye.